Hey everyone, it's the Joe and Shob show. I'm Joe. This is Shob. We're gonna be talking about some wrestling topics for all of you here
All the
today.
good spicy ones too.
Yes, episode one. Gonna ease into things. We don't really have a formula yet. I mean, obviously we're trying. We're trying
Oh,
very
we
hard, but
tried. We
it's not.
tried.
We're trying very hard, but it's not set in stone yet. But we do.
For example,
We
my
will be
formula right
better.
now is I'm sitting in my living room with absolutely no pop filter or covers around me. So we'll see how well this goes.
And you don't want to know where I'm sitting.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, it's a spicy place.
It's very small. Don't. No, you're right about that.
All
Okay.
right. So ever since July, ever since the draft, we got Raw on Monday, SmackDown Tuesday, pay per view Sunday, NXT Wednesday. That's a lot of wrestling in a row. We're gonna give it to you every week,
But,
every Friday.
Hey, you forgot? You forgot about my favorite show, Superstars, and my second favorite show, Main Event.
Honestly, I'm not even
Superstars
kidding.
is
I don't know what days those
Okay.
come on.
Superstars is way better than Main Event. That's a
I'm
fact.
not kidding. I don't know what days
It's
days
underrated.
those come on. Oh,
Okay. Okay. That's fine. No one watches it anyway. All right. So, I guess some background. We started this podcast because we like podcasts and we like wrestling.
I listen to podcasts all the time.
We talk about it all the time.
I tried to make my own before, my own solo podcasts. Those don't go well because I like baseball too. And don't listen to the me and the Mets podcast. Don't even look it up. You won't find it.
One of these days, we're gonna find it for everybody. Trust me.
It actually deleted off my phone, so you guys won't be able to see. That was really bad. Like this podcast right now is probably going to be like semi bad, but it'll get good. We'll get good. But that was
All right.
off the deep end.
So what we're gonna do here is, this is our first week. I know, we're just gonna talk about general wrestling stuff. Talk about Raw. Talk about SmackDown. Talk about the upcoming pay-per-view. Talk about, throw a couple news stories in there. I don't really know if, we're gonna talk about anything else in the future. I know you just said you got into Lucha Underground. Maybe we can throw that into the mix if we start watching that every week.
I think the general schedule for every week, just talk about Raw and SmackDown because those are the two main shows.
Yeah.
Talk about an upcoming pay per view that week if there is one, which is pretty much every other week there will be one. Like this week there is one, Clash of Champions Sunday. Next week there won't be, and then there's any news to talk about, and then it's kind of free form after that. We just close it out
Exactly.
however we want. Anyways, Raw this week opens up with.
Okay, let me before we get into
Fuck
that.
you. Never mind. All right, yeah, you talk. You fucking authority figure.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let me just. So overall, what did you like Raw this week?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too critical. Like every week, like everybody's like, "Wow, SmackDown was so much better than Raw." Like I hated Raw, and like I don't know. When I see the segments, unless something's like terribly like super bad, I don't. I'll just be like, "Oh, Raw was overall just." I'm always entertained. Like week and week, I'm always entertained. Sometimes it can be bad, but I don't know.
3 hours is a long time.
It's a long time. I'm not really into squash matches.
Yeah.
And there's two of those that week, and two matches. If there were two squash matches on SmackDown, they'd beat literally a whole 33% of the show. So
Yeah, you're right.
it's kind of like if Raw was an hour shorter, it'd be a lot better. But
Yeah. You know what I was looking into is on Hulu, they have a shortened version of Raw that's only 2 hours.
WWE produces it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's just a shortened version. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if it's 2
Because
hours or if it's like 2.5. It's
I
shorter.
usually started watching those like highlight recaps that you sent me, but usually I just watch the entire clips that WWE puts up, and I'll watch those. I'll go on I literally just Google Raw playlist, and it has all of them in there, and then I'll watch all the
Yeah.
Raw Fallout stuff,
mean-
like the interviews.
I still try to catch it every week. And I mean, now that we have a podcast, we definitely have to try our best to catch it every week. So
All right, so if we're starting
Yeah.
with Roman, this week I was really confused as to why. Well, Roman lost last week. I don't know why Roman deserved to face Kevin Owens in a steel cage for not the title. Like it should have been, I guess, I don't know. What do you think?
I think their mindset behind it was Roman didn't get his win over Kevin, and so they were like, "All right, you get your chance to get your win
But
back."
what's that matter if
But
he gets the win back if it's not to get a title opportunity?
Yeah, like I don't know. There's like no rivalry there. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
because I don't know. It's fine to see different guys face each other, but I like having reasoning behind it. But the first match is Seth and Rusev, and they had no reason to be fighting at all. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
there was no beef between them really. Like Rusev and Roman are
Yeah.
having a beef. I don't get it.
I mean, I thought the Seth and Rusev match, I guess you could, all the entertaining parts happened like after the match was thrown out, but I still thought it was entertaining. I mean,
I don't know. I really like that stuff whenever they're not just in the ring. Like I literally eat it up, and
Yeah.
them like being outside by the table and stuff like that. I mean, he only did like one
Definitely.
crossbody, so it wasn't like a huge deal. But that stuff is still exciting. So like they did manage to get like a pop and like make me like go like, wow, that was neat. But otherwise, I was like, Roman, Seth versus Rusev. Wow, what a rager. I'm really wow.
yeah, they're trying really hard to turn Seth face.
It's working. I don't know.
It is working. Oh, it's working
Like
very well.
I
yeah.
love
He's-
Seth, and I love Kevin as champ because Kevin's like a great champ. But Seth's been back for a while, and he's been champ for about a minute, and I think he deserves more than that. But I also don't want Kevin not to be champ, and that's like a good problem. I don't know.
Right. Well, like people are people were complaining this past summer when Seth came back. They said, you know, oh, he should be a face because everybody's missed him, and you know it's all this great stuff and whatnot. But I didn't think that was a good idea at all because obviously when he came back, they were gonna build to the Shield triple threat, and I do not like. I don't think there's any world where they would ever do the Shield triple threat with Seth being a face. You know what I mean? Because he's the one who broke up the Shield, and you know he's kind of the one that Roman and Dean hate the most because he did that. So having him be a face in the triple threat match would just kind of throw everything off.
The Shield relationships right now are like completely different than what they were like this time a
Yeah.
year ago. Because Dean
Definitely.
and Roman were supposed to be best friends, and they're on a different show. They never talk to each other, and it's never ever mentioned. And this week, I know it's the main event later, but Seth like comes back to save Roman, and then everybody's like, "What? Shield's coming back? I don't get it." But I don't know. Like
Yeah.
the whole, like I don't know. I don't feel like Seth and Roman hate each other that much right now because they're
Definitely.
on different feuds, and the Shield's different than it was. I don't know.
But yeah, getting back to what I said earlier, though, just to finish up my point there, like Triple H is definitely like the one catalyst that's like perfect for Seth to turn face. Like that's like the only scenario I could really see him turning face because you know Triple H made him. If that makes sense. So having like, you know, Seth be like, you know, sympathetic.
I think that'll be a really good feud because like it's like the ultimate like, oh shit, I gotta get back at him because fuck him.
It's not gonna happen for a couple months.
Yeah.
Though.
I don't know. I thought they were gonna do it right away, but it's been weeks and weeks and weeks. And where's Triple H?
Yeah, they don't really. They're not that urgent to really like
Well, I
care
get
that
it
Triple H came in
because if they did it, what I was worried about is if they did right away have Triple H and Seth feud, Seth wouldn't be going for the belt anymore. Maybe that'd be good though, because then Kevin wouldn't have to give it up right away. Like I think Kevin is gonna win Sunday, but he'll lose the next pay-per-view because Seth's got to be champ eventually again.
Well, if Seth were to feud with Triple H, who would Kevin face? For you know, that's a face on the roster. Who would he face?
Well, Kevin's a heel, so I don't know. He's got to have a good face. Well, I was gonna say Jericho could turn heel on him, and they'd have a great. I don't know.
Kevin, I don't think Kevin should turn face.
I know, but I'm saying
Yeah.
I don't trust that Kevin actually even cares about Chris. Chris is usually the one who's like, "Oh, I love Kevin. Go away." Kevin's
Yeah, actually, in that the newest Talk is Jericho, like they just constantly refer to each other as their best friend, and they're like, you know, it's just hilarious.
yeah. I need to
love
listen.
it.
I didn't listen to that, but
Yeah, it's really good.
I don't know. You have Sammy, but Sammy's not exact. Well, Sammy's definitely heads the main event. Like he could definitely be in the main event and do fine, but he has to be built up there. Which him versus Chris Jericho is perfect because he needs to like face big talent. And he was on like the SummerSlam pre-show. Like you got to do something with Sammy. Sammy's the man.
Yeah, Sammy
Let's
hasn't done
go.
anything. Sammy hasn't done anything since his feud with Kevin, and that's he really needs a feud that I guess he just needs a good feud that isn't with Kevin.
I don't know. I love guys like
it.
Sammy who can just move around and do cool. I don't know. I really love the flippy shit. I'm not gonna lie. I just love guys who can get around. And him and Cesaro had a match like a few months ago or something. I don't know. He was just pulling off moves I'd never seen from anybody else, and I'm like, I need to see him do it in like the big scene and like have it mean a ton instead of.
Oh yeah, he would be a great like face champ, but he's not at that
He's not
level
there.
yet,
He's
I
not
don't
there
think.
yet. Except unless you're Finn Balor and you just get it like right away. I'm sorry.
Hey, okay. There's a little misconception. Someone's a little salty because his man Seth Rollins didn't win SummerSlam. Okay, someone's just a little salty. I can.
I
tell
mean,
from
I didn't
something.
really care that much because I don't know. They screwed it up. I don't know. Finn would definitely still be the champ if he didn't get injured, like right now, because obviously there hasn't been a pay per view since then. And he'd probably be doing just fine. It'd probably be Seth versus Finn this weekend instead of Kevin versus Seth. But how long? I don't know. How long do you think Kevin's going to keep it? I know.
It's actually a good question. It's hard to tell because I really don't see Seth getting it till after he beats Triple H.
You don't think it's going to happen for a while, do you?
It could happen. I don't know. Seth versus Triple H is
will lose. Seth's the kind of guy who is like a main eventer. He needs the belt. Like he's the kind of guy I think where he's been chasing the belt for so long, he'll become a little less relevant. He'll always be like great, but he needs a belt. I don't know.
Yeah, perfect world. I see Seth and Triple H happening at Survivor Series, and then maybe you push Seth to win the Royal Rumble or something, and then fight for the title at WrestleMania.
That's so long from now. I don't know. His character's starving for a belt, and I want it to happen in time. I think Seth versus Triple H would be a good Mania match, maybe, but maybe not.
Well, like you need. I feel like he needs to. He needs to beat Triple H, sort of to complete his face turn.
I guess it's okay without him having the belt because like all of 2015 it was his belt, basically.
Yeah, that run wasn't the best though. And yeah, we're gonna talk about Clash of Champions later, but all I'm gonna say is that I think Kevin's winning. That's all I'm gonna say for now.
It would ruin.
I'll explain more later.
It would completely ruin
anyways.
his credibility if he lost his first title defense.
It's almost like he would. It's almost like he would lose a match to Roman Reigns in the main event for no reason. But we'll get to that one.
He would totally lose any credibility. But like, I love that Triple H just kind of handed him the belt because it's like almost like he doesn't have credibility in the first place because he didn't really earn the belt. I love that they left it open like that. Anyways, Stephanie and Seth like backstage. Seth was like, "Oh, you fucking screwed me over. You're in behind with Triple H," like he's been saying for weeks. And Seth was like, "No, I'm not. I'm not behind with Triple H, my husband."
What do you think happens when she goes home to her kids and like Triple H is there? Do you think they just don't talk about like what happened?
Fuck you, dude.
Like where has Triple H been since WrestleMania? Like does he just not come home to his children?
I don't know how the road life works for WWE. I don't even assume these people ever.
They have children.
I assume they literally never see their kids.
I don't know. Yeah, I know I mean, they probably visit them like once a week or something, but like in storyline terms, like I'm not kidding. Like
he goes home.
It's like WrestleMania was in April. It's 5 months later. Do you honestly think they haven't like spoken?
I don't know.
Or no, I should say that. Do you think they haven't spoken in the last 3 weeks?
I think they probably have. Stephanie's just. I don't hate Stephanie. I wouldn't believe a word she said.
I feel like Stephanie's lying. I hope she's lying because then I don't know. That's a stupid. I guess it's wrestling. I should give it benefit of the doubt, but that just sticks in my head. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a dumb thing.
Stephanie just really bothers me. Anytime she talks, I never know if I hate her, if I should like try to start getting to like her.
Yeah,
But
she's been very inconsistent ever since Shane came back. Like, she's had a face promo.
Yeah.
Like her and Shane would like one up each other and do like awesome things, and then the next week she'd be out like, "I Teddy Long, you shut up, go away," and it's like, okay.
I guess she's a good heel if she wants to
I
be,
don't know, and then
only because I fucking hate her most of the time.
Yeah,
But like I can't really ever tell.
but she's nice, but then or she's like terrible, but then she'll like hire Mick Foley.
Yeah, if Mick Foley wasn't like one of the two authority figures on Raw, it'd be a lot different. But a lot of people think Mick Foley's been doing kind of what. The only problem I have is Mick Foley keeps calling it Clash of the Champions. It's kind of funny.
Why is that so funny?
I don't know. He's like, this next Sunday, Clash of the Champions. I'm like, that's what it was called in WCW. Now it's Clash of the Champions. I know it's literally doesn't even matter a little bit.
Yeah, actually, during this segment, Seth called it Night of Champions. So
it's fucking confusing. That's all you can tell. If your own people you hired.
Why isn't it called Night of Champions?
That's because they literally just renamed it so it was like the old WCW pay-per-view.
I mean, it's whatever. I appreciate change. But yeah, I don't know.
And she said Seth lost credibility, which is an argument we had because I said Seth didn't have the same momentum he had like since when he left. Kind of like because I told you Finn wouldn't have the same momentum right away when he got back. Like he won't when he comes back. It won't be firing on all cylinders yet. He's gonna have to take a little bit to be on that main title. Like not he'll be like in the main title situation, but I mean for everybody to like I don't know. People will be really excited when Finn comes back. So I don't know why I said that.
Yeah.
But
I think what I meant whenever I said that Seth. Like, when he came back, he was still on fire and still had credibility is because they always had a plan for him. You know, like, he came back immediately in the next 3 pay-per-view main events, title matches. He's in the next one, too.
Yeah, he's obviously always going to be in the main title scene. Like, he's not... You won't see him facing Rusev soon.
Right.
I mean, he did this week,
though.
but, you know, like, he won't be, like, chasing the U.S. title because that's not what he's about. He's not about chasing something that's less than what he thinks he's worth, even though Stephanie said he's less than what he thinks he's worth now, which I think he has lost momentum only not in, like, everyone really cares about him, and once he, like, goes full face, it's going to be perfect, and I think once he's full face, I don't think it'll happen before he faces Triple H. I think they'll have it that... weeks going on until the next pay-per-view Kevin retains, then whatever the next one is, Raw pay-per-view, Seth will win that, be full face with the championship belt, and he'll go on a run like that. And yeah,
I could see that happening too. I don't know. I don't really both those scenarios, the one you listed and the one I'm thinking in my head, I don't really mind it. I don't know. I feel like a face Seth Rollins has like a lot of potential.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, he's going to be in his head thinking, man, you know, I can't really go after the championship, win the championship unless I beat him. Which, in your case, it works too because he wins the championship and then he faces Triple H, and Triple H is like, you have that big fat red title, but you're not a champion till you beat me, you know.
That was a pretty good Triple H, honestly. I felt that there. I felt it.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Seth a lot, and I think good stuff's coming for him because he hasn't. I don't know. I don't want anyone to say like he does get handed main events, but he never like is all. He's never
lets anyone down. He never lets anyone down.
Only problem I have with Seth. I wanted to bring Blonde back, the half blonde back. Obviously, it's not a big deal. He's a great wrestler. He's not like amazing at talking. It can be.
He can cut a good promo.
Sometimes it can be cringy. Sometimes, only sometimes. I'm like, like the one time he was outside of outside of the arena, going like, Finn Balor, where are you? Where are you?
He was like, Demon King? Where's the Demon King?
Where's the Demon King?
I can't find the Demon King.
And then he walked through the hallway and saw him.
He's like, Demon King.
And he's like, Neville, where's Demon King? And he's like, he's
have you seen the Demon King?
I faced the Demon King at AXT. Not prepared, Seth Rollins. He's like, shut up. Yeah, that was really cringy. Like, so bad.
It was terrible.
It was so
It was
bad.
actually terrible.
Like, it's...
Oh my god. Finn was booked, like, so bad. Like, he wasn't booked bad those 4 weeks, but he was...
Oh.
Like, that first week, we were actually there. We were there live.
Pittsburgh.
Whenever he made his debut. And that was amazing. Week 2, he had, like, a pretty not Finn Balor at all promo. Like, I don't know if you watched it, but... He was like, at SummerSlam, the only thing getting handed to you is your ass. And it's like, Finn literally, if you watch an interview, he's like, I like building Legos. That's not a good impression. But he's...
I'm Finn Balor.
He's like,
I like building Legos.
I build Legos. You know?
Does he actually?
He loves Legos. He literally made a video, or he made a tweet. He said, WWE officials have officially cleared Finn Balor to return to building Legos. And then he just gave a thumbs up to the camera.
Yeah, so what was I going to say? Yeah, I liked Finn. Only thing... Fuck, you keep talking so I can remember what I was going to say.
Sorry, I like Finn. I like talking about him.
Whatever. Do you like squash? Is squash a fruit you like? Is squash a fruit? Is squash a vegetable?
Is this how you're transitioning? Okay. No, I don't like squash.
Do you have anything left to say?
No, let's move on.
Okay.
We've been on that for a while.
I'm not Eric Striffler. I can't flawlessly.
Hey, Rip and Pepperoni. He had the best transitions ever.
He was so good.
Anyone who knows who that is, props to you. Anyways.
I'll put it on my I'll put it on the OK Gamers group, and then one of them will listen to it, and then it'll transfer.
Knows what you're talking about.
All right.
I know what you're talking about.
No one knows. Fuck all of you. They'll know. Anyways.
Okay. So, Braun Strowman. I think squash matches can be done right, and the ones with Braun Strowman have been really good, and I actually enjoy them. I know you don't, but I like them.
They're like, only problem I have with squash matches is like I guess they're there. The thing I think of is, okay, they are there to build this guy up as a huge monster. So one day he faces someone who actually matters, and it feels like, wow, this guy beat that guy, and it makes the face look even better. But I don't see him, like, I'm trying to like see who he can mesh with and have a really good match with, because that's obviously what this is built up for. And I don't think I care about him facing anybody. Do you want to see Braun Strowman versus John Cena?
Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns, I guess. But he's just going to lose that match, too. I don't know. You're actually you have a good point, but moving on to other squash matches, who do you think Bo Dallas is gonna face?
Bo versus Braun. I don't. It's like squash matches are almost. They're not. They're there obviously. Like they have a point. They aren't there just to waste time, but they almost are because you know who's gonna win. Like they're trying to get a little bit of talent. Like obviously they were local competition, and now he faced Sin Cara like 2 of the last 3 weeks. And Sin Cara actually has like been putting offense on, but you know Sin Cara's not gonna win.
Yeah, but I think they make them entertaining, like the James Ellsworth thing.
Okay,
which
that was great.
We saw him live too, but we didn't get to hear his interview or whatever. But
James Ellsworth was better on SmackDown. He was great.
Yeah. But the best, I don't know. There's so many good ones. There's like so many good interviews, like the one where he's like, why are you facing him? He's like, I like big sweaty men.
Okay, I do remember that, but that doesn't. They do make him entertaining, but that doesn't really do anything to make me like Braun Strowman. I don't know, unless they like had an inter brand feud and had him face Bray for some reason.
They shouldn't do an inter-brand feud for a while. I don't think. I think the Brock and Randy.
They should only do it like once every 4 months when there's the.
Maybe even longer, to be honest.
Well, every once or 3 or 4 months, there's going to be
Big Four pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I don't know, but Braun Strowman. I mean, there's like a select few people I could see him feuding with.
Okay, maybe. What about someone like Cesaro? That would really put Cesaro up on the map, wouldn't it?
Yeah, actually. Well, I don't know. Would you really want Braun Strowman to like lose to Cesaro? Is that what you're saying?
I think maybe not. It obviously be a feud, so it's not just one match. Cesaro, I don't know. I know this is like not kind of off topic, but you need Braun to face somebody to make another face looks better. And I'm the only person I think of who really needs that kind of push. Like the number one person on Raw who needs a push, at least who I think, who's almost there, who I just really like and just really want is Cesaro. Like, I want him to be on that plateau. Cesaro has so much talent and he has so much charisma. Oh, and they don't don't do anything with him.
All those weeks of squash matches with the Braun Strowman, you're gonna have him lose like his first big match.
I didn't say first, so I said it'd be a feud. I mean, like at the end of the tunnel, after him facing real talent. Anyways, but
I think Braun Strowman versus Nia Jax. What do you think?
Everybody says that. I don't even watch the Nia Jax matches. I skip them. I don't care.
Whenever we watched her live, I actually missed it. I was on my phone. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, you literally said, "Oh, it's over." I don't know. The squash matches, obviously, you can tell it's like Raw is 3 hours. SmackDown could never, ever, ever, ever do a squash match, or else you'd be like, well, this is a waste of time because now we have like an hour left. If they did it like midway through the show, I don't know. It would waste like a whole like segment from commercial to commercial. Because I don't know, SmackDown feels meatier than Raw.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. And what are they gonna do with Bo? Bo is obviously more interesting.
That squash match is literally. I don't understand why they're having him do squash matches. Like
I know
it's funny. Like, hey, Bo, believe in Bo, but I literally cannot get behind him.
I like his promos. They're neat. Like they're like, I will show you why you could show to believe in Bo. I don't know. They're silly, but he does kind of seem crazy, and I kind of like it. I like him better than Braun Strowman.
But
even though I couldn't really believe him as a big heel, Braun Strowman, I want to see what happens.
But Bo has done nothing for like 2 years.
Well, I mean, either they could keep doing nothing with him, or they could do something with him. At least they're trying, I guess. Even though there's still squash matches. Anyways.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure. Look, I'm sure they have a plan for Braun. I'm sure they have a plan for Bo, because think about it, they're having these squash matches pretty much every week. That's a lot of time, a lot of effort for just one person or two people, I guess. So I'm sure they have a plan for them down the line. The Bo one definitely came out of nowhere, so I don't know if they have a plan for him. But my hope is that they do, and they know what they're doing. I'm gonna put my faith in them as far as those squash matches go. But anyways, let's move on.
How much?
Yeah.
Scale from 1 to 10. You gotta be really honest with me. How much do you love women? This is wrestling. That was so cringy to me.
How much do I love women, or how much do I love Dana Brooke?
You love Dana Brooke?
No.
Was Dana Brooke a real talent at NXT? What was she?
She was there. She wasn't there that long, but yes, she was.
She actually did things.
She actually did things. She was never a main event woman though. Like she was never at that top level.
All right, so Raw and SmackDown, as far as women go, is really different. I guess there's Nia Jax, but it seems like Raw's women is only just one flat storyline with these 4 characters. Because there's not enough to do other than Nia Jax and whoever else. But they didn't do it this week or last week, did they? Maybe they did. I just didn't care. But on SmackDown, they have enough women where they can do at least 2 segments a week, even though there's less time on SmackDown.
Yeah. I think the women talent on SmackDown edges out Raw's.
I think if you add them all up overall, SmackDown has a lot like more mid-card women, and Raw has all of like the top card women. Because obviously, if you name to me the top 5 women in women's wrestling on WWE right now.
Charlotte, Becky, Sasha, Alexa Bliss.
I think you're silly. Because my top 5, no order: Bayley, Sasha, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Nikki Bella. Only because Nikki does have that big name, but
here's the thing, though.
Well, actually,
maybe
Paige too. And Paige is Raw, I think.
Paige she's coming back apparently, but we don't know what she's doing yet. But yeah, I'm sure she could easily be fit into that Raw spot and do well. But anyways, like you have SmackDown, right?
Yes.
SmackDown, it debuted its women's division. People were expecting nothing. You have Alexa Bliss, who's challenging for the title. You have Naomi, who's like turning a lot of heads because she has a cool
I
entrance.
kind of like Naomi. Yeah, I can kind of get behind Naomi.
yeah.
She's really just, I don't know.
Even like Eva Marie.
Eva Marie's segments are only fun because they're dumb. Her gimmick is great. I know.
I am convinced she was supposed to win that 6-pack challenge at Backlash.
No.
She was definitely going to. I'm sorry. I'm fully convinced about that.
No, you need to get out of this podcast. You're out of it. All right. This is the Shob show now. The Ann Shob show. The Ann Shob show.
Stop. No, we should take out like the logos like the Rise War logo. So just have it be Is Shop.
Is Shop. Anyways.
Yeah. So I don't know. This was a tag team match. It was the same one we saw at Battleground a couple of months ago. And
real quick, before we go, I do like Raw's women better than SmackDown, but I still like SmackDown's women a lot.
Yeah, well, SmackDown, like I said, it's still growing.
The women's wrestling is great because they're obviously this is their intention, but at times I do enjoy it a lot more than the men's wrestling because I love Bayley, I love Sasha, and I hate Charlotte, and that's exactly what I'm supposed to do when I watch it.
Yeah, I guess I'm supposed to hate Alexa Bliss, but I can't. So.
Oh no, I like Alexa Bliss. She's
the best,
babe. Oh no. Anyways,
so
this Sunday I guess is going to be a triple threat for Bayley, Sasha, and Charlotte, which they shouldn't have done. Excuse me, they should have just had it Sasha and Charlotte. Maybe Bayley could have came in. Man, no, Bayley wouldn't really interfere in a match, but they should have kept the Bayley and Sasha best friend thing going for a little bit longer because they were. And now that Sasha came back and Bayley was in her spot, now I don't know. I remember when Sasha won the title, she called Bayley on. They were like, "Yeah, we're best friends," blah blah. And now that's less of a thing now. But Bayley's gonna lose the match, and Bayley will have lost a lot. And I guess she's an underdog. But I have a feeling Charlotte's gonna retain.
Mm-hmm. I'm just waiting for the day that two things happen. One, Sasha turns heel on Bayley, and two, Dana turns face on Charlotte.
Yeah, obviously Charlotte and Dana are gonna feud. It's literally the most obvious thing in the world.
Yeah, and if Bayley and Sasha, it's probably gonna.
Bayley and Sasha.
That feud is probably gonna be over the title.
Bayley and Sasha is gonna tear the house down. That's the two girls, the two women's wrestler that
Actually,
make it.
You know what? I could see Sasha winning it here.
It would make Charlotte look bad.
And
it makes Charlotte look really bad though. It would literally look like they gave her the belt just so she could keep it until Sasha came back.
But then you do Charlotte versus Dana at the next pay-per-view. No title on the line. You get the title out of there because I don't know. I don't think Dana's ready for it.
Oh no, of course. But I think Charlotte's gonna retain. Well, we can talk about that when we do predictions.
Yeah. That's
Anyways,
true.
They had a match and it was.
I forgot that we're talking about this. We haven't talked about it yet.
What, the match? Yeah, the match.
Yeah,
the match was whatever. Bayley and Sasha lost, and Dana and Charlotte won. Wasn't really that whoa, crazy match. We've literally only talked about two actual matches because Seth and Rusev average match fine, and the squash matches weren't really matches. I don't really call them matches.
There was a lot to say about that Seth versus Rusev thing. We talked about Seth a lot. So.
Anyways, it was a fine match. It's more just about prolonging to keep it going until you're Clash of Champions. Or, what's gonna happen? That's what we talked about. But
pretty much,
I like seeing them wrestle. Bayley has been awesome since she came back. Only thing is, whenever she does I don't know, Bayley to belly is not a crazy finisher. I wish she had something better than that.
I don't know. I don't mind it.
I like Sasha. I can't tell if I like Bayley or Sasha more. It's going to be the problem in my head. Sasha is almost a little annoying when she does her promos though.
The way she definitely needs to turn. I think she needs to turn heel, to be honest.
I think she will eventually. But the way she talks is not how a face is supposed to talk. She's I showed you, Charlotte. That's my title. That's my title.
And now you're gonna give it to the boss.
Oh, I'm the real boss. And women's wrestling's been the best thing ever. I've fought for this forever. I don't
Like,
know.
okay, if you watch Charlotte, or no, not Charlotte. If you watch Sasha versus Bailey at Takeover, I don't remember which one it was. Pretty sure it was the first one. But like Sasha, literally, like, what did she do? Oh my god, I forget. I think she like yelled at a little kid or something, or she took something of a little kid's and made the little kid cry.
That's
And
good.
and then and everyone was like, oh my god. Like she can be a good heel. I don't know if she'll be allowed to do that on the main roster, but Bailey like went over and hugged her and stuff, and she was happy.
I think it'll definitely
Like
happen.
stuff like that. Stuff like that is just great.
There's not like room for Bailey and Sasha to both be huge faces because obviously there's only one title and they're both gonna want it, and I think that's coming soon. Not like super soon, like a few months from now.
Agreed.
Sasha would be a really
Alright.
good heel champion. But the
That's
thing
true,
is,
yeah.
what's Charlotte gonna do? I hate Charlotte. I hate Charlotte so
Charlotte's gonna feud with Dana, I guess.
much. Okay.
Then I guess I don't know. I see people turning on Dana before they turn on Charlotte.
Dana's like really uninteresting.
I don't know.
The only reason I have any like emotion into her is that I feel bad for her. Anyways,
Yeah, I do feel bad for her too. She's still a little green. All right. So up next we have Cesaro v. Sheamus number 6.
yeah,
And what do you think about this? Because, I mean, I saw Cesaro coming back in the next 3, and from his deficit, I guess. But honestly, the matches to me haven't been super special.
I don't know. Whenever like they announced it, I was like, wow, this literally seems like a way to just have Cesaro and Sheamus booked for the next month and a half, so they don't even have to think about them. They're like, oh, 2 mid-carders, we don't have to think about what to do with them for the next month and a half. Sign me the heck up. But I watch a lot of sports, and like most sports playoff series are best of 7. And realistically, if you want it to be the most exciting, you want like one side to be up a lot. Obviously, like 3-0. I thought that was a little bit too much, almost like it does happen, unrealistic, like where you're down 3-0 to come back and win 4-3. Like literally in the NBA, that's only happened like not too many times where that happens, and in baseball that doesn't happen like, ever, almost ever. I wanted them to do Sheamus wins 1, Cesaro wins 1, so it's 1-1. And then it'd be Sheamus wins the next 2, and Sheamus was up 3-1, and then Cesaro would have had won 3 in a row. Winning 4 in a row, then you could just tell is obviously whenever it was up 3-0, you could tell that they were just going to tie it up because it wasn't like I don't know. I wanted
and then they
Cesaro
did one of
to
those
win
matches.
the first few matches, so it would have seemed like more predictable.
Well, match number 4 was overseas.
Yeah, that was really weird that they decided to do that, but they make
I don't know.
weird decisions in wrestling, like having the Randy and Brock rematch be a dark
Yeah,
match.
that doesn't make any sense. But to me, I don't really mind it. Like, I don't know. I don't mind so much the outcomes because, like, no matter what way you spin it, it's gonna go to the 7th match every time. There's no like.
Yeah, the thing is, like, if it's
that-
a
you know
sport,
you're gonna go there.
when it's like a best of 7 series, it's not like a scripted show. So obviously, both people are just going to want it to be 4-0. But WWE, they want to get as much out of it as they can. So obviously, it was going to go to 7. They wouldn't end it early unless like they really wanted to throw everybody a wild card, which would have been stupid.
Yeah, that's why I'm not really that upset about in what order they won. But I will say that none of the matches really like stood out to me that much. Like one cool thing happens in every match. Like it was whenever he got back body dropped into the post, and then it was he hit like his back was still injured like a week later, and then Sheamus hit like 3 Irish curses in a row on him, and did that. That was cool. But yeah, like I feel
one
like
of them Cesaro had a one of them Cesaro cheated. I forgot what you call it.
Yeah, that was last week.
What did he
2
do?
weeks ago.
I forget.
He used the ropes. To get a
Yeah, because Sheamus tried doing the same thing this week and got caught. Yeah, but I think it'll make for a good. Cesaro has to win a Clash champ. Like this has to lead to Cesaro winning the series because Sheamus has been in a spotlight before. He was literally the champ last year.
Honestly,
Cesaro deserves this, and the series. If it doesn't come out Cesaro, I'll be really, really disappointed.
You know what? I could see Sheamus winning.
You could see Sheamus winning.
I can see Sheamus.
I can only see Sheamus winning because the WWE makes stupid decisions sometimes.
No one will see it coming.
The thing is, you can see it coming, and I can too because WWE does stupid shit. I never thought Sheamus would have been champ last year and win Money in the Bank. Why do they do stuff like that?
Remember when AJ lost at WrestleMania 32? Huh? I remember that.
Yeah, he literally had zero reason to lose that match.
Yeah, and people like acted like he won because everyone was like, "Oh, they only did that for a surprise." Really.
Yeah.
And like, I think it. I don't know. I could see Sheamus winning because they have like, oh, he's up 3-0, and then Cesaro's like, oh, he's coming back. Cesaro's gonna win. He's gonna win the whole thing. I knew it. And then Sheamus just ends it, and it's like, oh,
I will be.
Never mind.
WWE will be fucking damned if they don't give Cesaro a title. It's like
next week we will talk about it.
I love Cesaro. He is. Every time I come out,
he's great.
Obviously people want to get really behind him. WWE's want to get behind him. He wants to get behind the people too. Like I don't know, I see him tweet and stuff like that. He just has a lot of charisma. He has like he's like Apollo Crews if Apollo Crews was interesting.
You're not wrong.
I don't know. Mm-hmm. I like Cesaro. I didn't care as much about him, but like he can do a lot. He has the charisma. Everybody keeps saying that like he's gonna walk out if he doesn't win this. Like people think he's gonna walk out. I'm like I think he has something big in him. Anyways, and Sheamus is that kind of. I think Sheamus is gonna. I don't know. He's just. What's WWE do with him at this point? Him winning the title last year, he shouldn't even have done that. So obviously he's completely past like his prime. He's just gonna be a jobber in the future. If you ask me,
never know.
Maybe he'll win like the U.S. title, and then put over somebody else. I don't know.
No. All right, let's move on to the Jericho promo.
All right, so how about that? How about that list of 1,004? I'm sorry.
All right, Jericho is the man. Can we just get that out of the way right now? He's like this version of him. I love him.
Yeah, I like half a year ago, I don't know, when he first started he was like face turning into heel. I thought he was so dumb. Like, not like, obviously now I think he's dumb, like, because that's what he's supposed to be acting like. But I love it. Back then, like, he was like hitting boxes and going like, "Stop you stupid idiot!" I don't know. Whenever he gets that like loud, like cringy voice, it hurts me.
I don't know. The loud cringy voice comes out when he's a face, in my opinion. Like, never ever. Like, yeah, I don't like that. Stuff's really like dated, and he's a dad. He looks like a dad. Yeah. He shouldn't be saying that.
It's doing great right now. Obviously, him doing this list was great. He's like, I literally forget who the list was. It was about Sami Zayn. Was it about Sami Zayn?
No, it's about Mick Foley.
Yeah. I hate you, Mick Foley, because you stopped my best friend. It's literally so great. Him and Kevin Owens have to feud. I know they're both. They have to. It'd be so great.
I think Jericho could be a good face if he just keeps this persona.
I don't want to stop his persona though.
He'll keep the persona. He's like, Kevin Owens, you are a stupid idiot. Like, I could just see it in my head.
I literally love it. Like, he's doing great right now. I'm glad he didn't leave after that Extreme Rules. He like tweeted he was leaving. I thought he was leaving. And I was like, good. I hate him. But
just imagine like Kevin beating the crap out of him one night, and he's like, now Kevin's a stupid idiot, and he betrayed me. He was my best friend.
It's so funny.
We were such good friends.
I literally love it. But
yeah, I can see it.
A lot of people didn't like this segment because I read the comments. I shouldn't, but when I watch the YouTube channel,
they're terrible. They're actually terrible.
Yeah, a lot of people who like WWE don't know how to type. They're literally so uneducated. Like, yeah, I look on the WWE Facebook comments, and everybody's like, Roman Reigns is best champ all time. Why he no champ? I'm not kidding. I read stuff like that. And then I was reading something from SmackDown, and some guy has a cover photo of John Cena, is like in his 30s and has his profile picture is something that John Cena tweeted today. Literally, I read this today. It was something John Cena tweeted on the 21st of September, and it said like, "Oh, they think I'm gonna lose. They think I am not gonna be champ, and they think, you know what? I don't even care. I only care about what I think. I'm the man," or something like that.
What? That's very bad. That's, oh my god. That's
He made
amazing.
it his profile picture, and I was like, "People, really, what are they doing?" Anyways, people
So
didn't.
we have a bunch of tag teams come out.
People didn't like this segment, but I loved it. I don't know. Literally, this segment was so entertaining. I don't know. I just like when all the talent's there in one place because it's just like, oh, anything could happen right now.
You know what I think? Here's a bold claim. I'm gonna make a pretty bold claim right now, and it's gonna get a lot. It might be a little controversial. I don't know if you're ready for it.
All right, fuck you. But it's preemptive. Fuck you.
No, I don't think you're ready. I kind of like the Shining Stars.
I love them. Oh my god, I love the Shining Stars so much. They're so great.
They're so, like, they literally come out. The crowd is dead.
No
one cares,
so much.
and they're like, "Hey, why don't you come to Puerto Rico?"
What about
It's the dumbest. It's the dumbest
really,
thing.
no matter what they do, it's just the faces they make. They're so good. They're like, yeah.
All they talk about is sending people to Puerto Rico. That's all they talk about.
Like, I didn't tell anybody this like the past 2 weeks, but like them and Enzo and Cass feuding, I was so entertained by them. Like, I didn't care that they were losing, like that Enzo and Cass were losing because I love them too. But I didn't care because Shining Stars were really entertaining. Like, I don't know like what much more WB can do with them, but just have them be entertaining. I don't know. I need that.
I feel like they're starting to get some love though. If we've changed, I didn't. It's not that I hated them when they first came out. I just really didn't care about them. And then those like stupid vignettes they had for them. They were in front of a green screen. It was just like a static picture. They're like, "Hey, it's Puerto Rico."
We literally saw them when they came back, and PJ, the wrestling mastermind, that's our friend, goes, "I don't even know who they are." It's like obviously they didn't say they were Primo and Epico. They were just the Shining Stars.
Yeah. But it's like, all they talk about is sending people to Puerto Rico. I think it's so
love
funny.
it. But yeah, this 10-person tag team match was great because I love the New Day, and it kept all the feuds going, but like it just put it in like all in one big place. And I know like when there's more people, it's kind of messy because you couldn't just focus on one storyline, but there's two storylines going: Club versus New Day. There was three. Sammy. Yeah, there was a lot going on, and even Sammy and Jericho came at the end. It was so much. I don't know. I liked it. Like that stuff just really entertains me because I'm like,
it's whenever it's every week that it's a problem, you know. Like
this hasn't happened every week where it's been everybody.
Yeah,
lost.
it's the go home show, so it's okay to do that.
Yeah, and I loved it because it kept the Club and New Day stuff going. It kept Enzo and Shining Stars stuff going.
Yeah, I know everyone hates on the Club too because
they're more like comedy based than just being straight badass.
Like comedy. I don't even think they're comedy based.
I think they are. Like all that doctor stuff was obviously just for laughs.
I still like them though. I don't know. I want to see them win the titles.
I think they should have won them at SummerSlam. I think like this is a little too late. Like obviously they think they should win it now, but they definitely should have won it at SummerSlam.
Honestly, they should have. I think. Well, they shouldn't have won it at Money in the Bank because they wanted the New Day to beat the record. But yeah, definitely in SummerSlam, that was the time to do it.
If they don't win this one, they'll be not buried, but like
they won't be buried.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying like they'll have lost for the tag team championship so much that like they'll just be bad champs. Like it just won't look good.
Yeah, definitely.
And New Day's held it for so long. Like New Day like needs a chink in their armor. I don't know. I love the New Day. I love the New Day. And I don't really want to see them go away. But at this point, they're kind of just that thing that needs to exist. Because, like, I don't know, it keeps Xavier Woods' YouTube channel going. It keeps the Boodio stuff going. It keeps, like, they're like a center of WWE.
Yeah, they can still exist without the
and they can't really go away. But, like, if they hold the title for so long, it'll kind of... There's so many good tag teams. I think that I think that should change things. So,
I think the club. Here's what I think. I think the New Day just doesn't need it anymore. I think the club needs it.
yeah, it'll make the club look
Yeah.
really good. And I love New Day. Like, if we're talking perfect world, like I love New Day and I like the club, and I would want like New Day to win because like they're one of my favorite tag teams ever, probably ever. But I think storyline wise and like for the better of all things, they should lose. But I love it. And Enzo and Cass versus Shining Stars. Obviously, did they have a match at Clash of Champions?
I feel like it could be added last
It
minute.
might be.
Wouldn't
It'll
know.
probably be a pre-show.
Yeah, that's true.
Which
I don't
watch.
see them putting. Yeah, I don't see them putting Enzo leaving.
The thing about Enzo and
out of the
Cass,
pay-per-view.
like they don't really like. Obviously, they need their wrestlers. So they need big pay-per-view matches, but like, I care more about Enzo and Cass for their promos, like so much more. Like they're great.
Yeah,
Did you see those the
definitely.
new shirts they wore?
Yeah, those are like the Loot Crate exclusive.
Yeah,
ones
I
or
think I'm
whatever.
gonna get it because it's $30. You get the shirt, you get like a New Day exclusive, and you get like a few other things. And I don't know, I think it'll be worth it. I'll try it out.
All right, well, that's cool.
But
Good for you.
fuck you, dude.
Moving.
But
Moving
anyways,
on to
well, no, we didn't really
cruiserweights.
we didn't finish that. Go home,
Oh,
go
okay,
home.
okay,
You know
we're
what? No,
editing it.
you know what? You wanted to be done with that segment. I'm gonna keep it going all of my solo.
What do you want to talk about? What's left to talk about? We can't drag this on too
Well,
long.
Chris and Sam,
We're already
Chris and
54
Sam,
minutes
Chris and
in.
Sammy have a match.
Yeah, well, we can talk about that when we get to the predictions.
Whatever. Sorry, crowd. They don't. Joe doesn't want me. Anyways, so the cruiserweight stuff feels like it's not even on the same show. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They make sure that there is like they change everything to purple. They literally even change like the crowd lights to purple.
They change everything to
They
purple. It feels so
they
much different.
Fuck you. They changed the Raw logo to purple, and like it feels like something separate. Like I feel like no one from the roster who's not from the cruiserweight roster will ever show up facing anybody who's not cruiserweight. At least not for a long time, because I think they just want it to be like almost a show within a show. Like the cruiserweights just be their own thing, and I love it.
Yeah. Did you watch the Cruiserweight Classic?
I did.
Any of it?
I think I watched one match. Couldn't even tell you which match it was. I just accidentally tuned in.
Oh man, you really need to check that out.
I should, because I love like the flippy. I love cruiserweights. Like I just love like more action, more top ropes. Because I have like wrestling, like obviously like the holds and stuff like that, and some of the slower, bigger moves and the power. That's cool
Yeah.
too. Like the Brock Lesnar's of the world, even though Brock Lesnar could do aerial stuff too. But I love the aerial. Like Rey Mysterio I think he was my favorite wrestler just because I just loved what he could do. Like it's just it's so exciting.
Yeah, you really need to watch. Well, my favorite match of the series was in the first round. It was Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano, and they're coming to Raw eventually, but they're a tag team in NXT, and they're like before the match they're like, I'm gonna kick your butt. I'm tired of hearing all this stuff. We're gonna have a little competition. We're gonna find out who's better. And like you think, oh, they're a tag team. You know, they're probably gonna start out slow, and then one of them's just gonna do something, and the other one's gonna get really pissed, and they're gonna just duke it out. But no, like I think Johnny Gargano had Ciampa in like a hammerlock where he had his wrist in the back, and he just elbows him right in the back of the head, or in his chin, and he just spits out like all his spit, and he just flies backward, and he hit him so hard, and I'm like, oh my god. And the whole match is just filled with them beating the crap out of each other, and it's really entertaining. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think I'd love it. I don't know. I definitely think should watch it, but I did watch the cruiserweights this week, and I liked it a lot. My favorite part, like the match was great. I loved just meeting the guys because all of like right away I like all of the talent they have. Like
Yeah,
Rich Swann was my favorite. Like Rick Swann or whatever. Like his entrance was like you could tell he was just fucking loving it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I like ironically, I like T.J. Perkins and Brian Kendrick the most because
Because you don't like
if
black
you watch
people.
like the whole, I didn't.
We shouldn't be racist on the podcast. You can take that.
No, we shouldn't. It's episode 1.
You can take that out.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm not taking it out. Fuck
You're
it.
not taking it out?
What I don't know. We'll see how I feel when I edit this. Anyways,
Going back, like a reversal. a little
so yeah, so I think I like T.J. Perkins and Brian Kendrick the most because if you watch the whole tournament, Brian Kendrick had like the best story in my opinion throughout the whole tournament. Like if you I recommend you at least go and watch his introduction to the tournament.
I did, yeah.
Where he's like, I worked here before, but I was a dick, basically. And it's true because you hear all these stories people tell about how Brian Kendrick was just a jerk all the time. And now he's back and he's trying really hard, and then he he does all this crazy stuff now. He's completely different, and then he loses, and like Daniel Bryan comes in the ring, and they have like a little moment, and it's like, oh man, it's like this means a lot to him because it's important that he's come back to the WWE, even though he basically left on bad terms.
Yeah.
And
he definitely has
he
has the benefit of having a backstory to him already.
Right.
And I think
hand,
that's why he won the number one contenders match, is because like they had a talent they could rely on because they know what they're going to get out of him.
Right. And on the other hand, you have T.J. Perkins, who's like sort of the opposite. Like he's young. He's really young. And he's sort of like, I don't know how to explain it, but there's like an aura about him where he's just really like, quick on his feet, smooth. He's really smooth in the like all the different holds and stuff he does. He kicks people really hard in the face too. That's nice.
Kicking people.
Yeah, kicking people's my favorite.
I don't know. I like what we're getting. Obviously, we didn't get a ton this week, but I can tell I'm gonna like it, and I think it's what Raw needs because it's 3 hours long. If Raw becomes like a 2-hour SmackDown with an hour of cruiserweight, it'll be perfect. Maybe not an hour of cruiserweight, but like
more.
It'll make the main actual Raw roster look better.
If you combine squash matches with cruiserweight stuff, you might get a little bit more.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like I think it seems like they're almost treating cruiserweight like its own brand, like Raw, SmackDown, and like obviously cruiserweight's a part of Raw, but it just feels like its own thing completely.
Right. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. So far, it's off to a good start, Mike.
Because I saw people like commenting stuff, and they're like, "Oh man, Sammy could be a cruiserweight, right?
No,
he wrestles like one, but he should never wrestle these cruiserweights.
No. Neville should be though.
Yeah, that's something he needs.
You know why?
Because he's not doing anything.
No, because he faced the Demon King in NXT.
Fuck you. Okay, so we've kind of already talked about what we thought about the main event of this. But yeah, Kevin versus Roman.
I see bad things in the future of this title reign if this is how it starts. Not gonna lie, because the last thing, I think a thing that's plagued a lot of heel champions throughout the years is a bad win-loss record. Like people didn't take Seth Rollins seriously in 2015 because he lost so much.
I wasn't paying a ton of attention when he was champ. I was just watching the pay-per-views.
But he lost like so much on TV. It wasn't even funny. And I mean, obviously a good champion isn't made out of wins and losses because people said Dean Ambrose's latest title reign was lackluster and he never lost on TV. But I think there's more to it than that. But basically, it's wins and losses are still important, especially when you have the championship and you're supposed to be taken seriously. You're supposed to be on top. And I think with this match, just being thrown into the main event for
it had no reason to be steel cage.
Yeah.
There was no build-up. Like, there was no one asking for it to be steel cage. No one even wanted Kevin and Roman to face each other at all.
Yeah, the number one contender for the U.S. title beat the world champion.
I think what they should have done, if they wanted to, what could have worked better is if they wanted it still to be Kevin and Seth no matter what, they could have been like, hey, Seth was the one who stopped your match and interfered with your match from you getting a title shot and getting put in this match. You face Seth, you beat Seth, you take his place in that match. They could have had Seth still win the match, but it would have made the main event better. I don't know. I'm saying they could have had Kevin not be in the main event because every week or two or every other week or so, having the champ not be in the main event makes it just wrestle it all that week makes things kind of special. Because it means like, oh, well, I get to see the champion wrestle tonight. Like that's great. Because
Yeah.
AJ didn't have a match this week.
Right. I could see that.
I think that would have been a better main event.
There's definitely
because
there's definitely better
I don't
routes.
care
Yeah.
about Kevin versus Roman. It just doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's definitely better routes they could have gone.
And the ending of the match made it a lot better because Rusev interferes, like which we thought we was gonna do, and then they're both beating up Roman, and then Seth comes out and does a crossbody from the top,
Yeah.
which was a great moment.
Face move. Face trying really hard to be face. That's okay.
It was a great moment. I liked it a lot. And
definitely.
if they were gonna end the show and like try to go with what they were going for, at least they ended it well. But yeah, I don't know. As far as the main event stuff goes for Raw this week, it wasn't that interesting. I think my favorite thing on Raw this week was the cruiserweight stuff. If I'm looking at it right now, like nothing was too. I think honestly my favorite segment, like the whole entire show, because I don't know. Did you have anything more to say about Steel Cage, like individually?
Just I'm not saying like, oh, Kevin lost, his title reign's over. I'm just saying you gotta be careful because
Kevin.
Bad things could be ahead if they're not careful, and I honestly don't think
you
this
have
was
to
a
think
good
about it this way.
decision.
You have to think about like pros and cons for each person winning. The pro of Roman winning is, I guess he looks better, but he doesn't need to. The pro of Kevin winning is he looks better and he's a champ and he needs to. If Roman loses the match, it means nothing because he still has a title match Sunday that he has to worry about.
A U.S. title match, not a world title match.
Yeah, which is a whole card below what he's working with in this match. But
yeah, I don't
whatever.
know. It's I mean it's still a steel cage match, so you could argue that Kevin didn't lose clean, but he did lose, and there was no interference or like any tomfoolery.
Yeah.
So it's up in the air. But yeah, I think favorite parts of Raw were whenever Seth Rollins jumped off things, and
I'll
the
agree.
10-man tag segment.
I think the promo, the entire segment of the 10-man tag stuff was just awesome.
Cruiserweight stuff was good too. I'm just looking.
There wasn't a ton
for
of
a little
cruiserweight stuff yet. Yeah.
I'm just looking for a little bit more. That's all.
I wouldn't even say there was anything wrong with it. It was an introduction.
There was nothing wrong.
If they had
no.
too much to start with, people
exactly. They're easing into it. We're gonna see how it goes from here.
It's going to be something really special. Really special.
It will. Yes, definitely. It's gonna be something.
And definitely the cons are the SWAS matches. The women's stuff was great. It was just like keeping it going until the title match. And Cesaro versus Sheamus, like by idea, like just wasn't that interested. But like I think by the end, I'm gonna like it a lot.
Yeah. Agreed.
So we spent a whole fucking hour on Raw. How about SmackDown? The thing is, when we talk about Raw, we compare things a little bit, and we almost talk part about SmackDown.
We sometimes go on tangents, and that's okay. But
I think definitely next as it goes out, we can definitely speed things up.
Yeah,
obviously, it's the first podcast. So when we look at an hour, still having a few more things to talk about, a few more chunks.
Yeah. We talked about a lot of Clash of Champions stuff too, so we can when we get
when we go to Clash of Champions, we can just be like, this person wins, that person loses, and we can already have our justifications out.
Let's get into this though. All right, so SmackDown started with the women's contract signing.
Yeah, so I'm stealing this from What Culture. They said it literally every week. Raw and SmackDown starts with like an authority figure going like, "Let's do this." Either Daniel and who's the other guy? Daniel Bryan and Shane going, "Let's do this," or McFoley and Steph going, "Let's do this," and that's how the show starts.
Yeah. I think Raw should start with cruiserweights. Not to go back to Raw, but I definitely think they should starting with cruiserweights.
I don't necessarily care either.
What did that opening promo with Roman and the women's contract signing being placed at the beginning of the show? Like, what did those two promos do to get people in the mood for the show? Because from what I'm looking at, I mean, I know hypothetically, if it wasn't the debut of the cruiserweights and they were just having a fatal four-way number one contenders match, would you have preferred to have that in the opening segment?
I don't care. Like opening segments aren't a huge deal to me, only because I don't actually watch the show like how it's intended. I watch it like clips, but I thought this was all right. I don't know. Starting with women's was kind of bold.
They've done that before.
The
They do that on Raw all the time.
the thing with starting with the show is like you can't start with the biggest thing and you can't start with the smallest thing.
Right.
So I guess starting with this was fine because they
here,
couldn't start with
again,
Usos and Alpha because that wouldn't be big enough. They couldn't start with Baron versus Apollo because of course not.
I'd argue that they could start with Usos versus American Alpha.
Maybe that'd be the best other choice. Randy versus Rowan would just kind of be too.
Yeah, no, we're not. That's you're in a whole other territory right now.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
All right, so women's contract signing. Alexa Bliss, I think, is like she's on a rise right now. She's doing great.
Yeah, I thought she wasn't gonna be that big of a deal.
Yeah, she's really small.
She's really attractive.
And I don't know if you
She's Harley Quinn.
Yeah, because they're the same thing. But if you watch Talking Smack, they had like Randy, not Randy. They had Daniel Bryan talking to Alexa, and Renee Young was like, "Oh, Alexa, you're small," and then Daniel's like, "Yeah, she's like me," and then Alexa's like, "I'm literally nothing like you." I just love that. I don't know. She's got sass.
Yeah, I like her. It seems like I guess this week they're trying to make recently they're not trying to make her look like Harley Quinn anymore.
I think that was a pay-per-view.
She did it the week after, and like the 2 weeks after that too, she was still looking like Harley Quinn in the ring.
Oh well, this week was just a promo. I don't know, but they.
But I do like her looking like that. Like I like her.
I like her looking however the heck she wants to.
I'm not gonna be honest. I'm gonna be completely honest here. Like a month ago, I couldn't tell you who Alexa Bliss is, and now I'm like, oh, she's really cool. I like her.
Mm-hmm. She's definitely.
But she's definitely
gonna be a big deal soon.
Yeah, well,
but not yet.
And she did cool stuff. She's looking really bad against Becky Lynch. It's gonna make it look even better when Becky Lynch beats her. And Becky looks like Becky. She's cool.
Becky Papa, baby.
I can't believe her thing is that she makes puns.
She's very cringy, but I think that's a part of it.
Yeah, it's cute. It's
you have
cute.
to accept that.
The only thing is,
gotta get the title up on my shoulder.
She's like, I'm really good at putting myself in places in my head, and I said I'm gonna be champion, and then I am now. Yeah, the only thing about her being like cringy and cute is it takes away something from her like being dominant, and I think people can definitely use that against her.
But I mean, look at Bayley. Bayley's not dominant in the slightest, and people get behind her, so it can work.
Yeah, but at least when she talks, you're not like laughing at her.
That's true.
All right, so
dude, I'm gonna get you a Last Kicker shirt, and you're gonna wear it all the time.
I'm a Last Kicker. Oh, yo.
That's not good. You probably shouldn't. Actually, you probably shouldn't wear that in public.
No, I'm fine. It's like $5. I'll get it to you.
No, like if you're a man wearing a shirt that says Last Kicker.
No, that's totally fine. Totally fine. It's not different than wearing my Certified G's tank top.
I don't think you get it.
You know I'm kidding, right? Anyways,
okay.
So how you feeling about those heel Usos?
I love them.
Yeah, I don't like
really
love them. Like they're still the Usos. Like they're definitely a lot more interesting than they were, but I still don't care about them that much.
They were
the worst as faces. They were the
so
worst.
Refreshing.
It's dead.
They work so much better.
It's so refreshing.
They just look like they're gelling so much better together when they're bad guys.
Oh, I totally agree because they were probably good as faces like back in the day, but like after like years and years, it's like I'm really fucking tired of this. It's nothing new. There's nothing exciting, and this is new and exciting. But in general, still, I'm not like. I don't care about them too much.
Like, they came out in Backlash. I actually didn't. I'm going to be honest. I'm not a good podcaster. I didn't catch the Hype Bros versus Usos match.
Oh, I did watch that match. It was all right. I was not going to lie. I was writing a project during it.
Nice. But they came out in their entrance for, like, the finals, and they just walked right out. They didn't do their, like, little... They didn't... That's really bad. I shouldn't do that, but whatever.
That was really rad, he says.
They didn't do that. And they just like walked right on out, and they sat on the turnbuckle. They're like, all right, just get
Yeah,
going out.
and one of them wears a shirt and one of them doesn't, so you can tell that one's not
I still
Jimmy.
don't know
and
which
I
is
don't
which.
either.
No
I don't
one's-
either because
no
they don't
one's
wear
told
the
me.
face paint anymore.
Yes, so it's all
They both
difficult,
look. They
but
both
that's
like look like little mini Roman Reigns. They look like Roman Reigns if you made them like 50%,
They look-
50% less muscular, a
Wait,
little shorter.
Wait. They look like mini Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
They look like mini Roman
you trying to make fun of me?
Reigns. So like, if you took Roman Reigns and you just like split him in half, you would have the Usos.
Fuck you, dude. All right, American Alpha. I don't watch much NXT, and I'm sure they're really good there. And I want to really get behind them. They seem cool. That's all. That's pretty much all I can say about them.
I'm loving.
I think
them
they're
so
good.
far.
I think
like
they'll
how
be
they're
really cool. Strong, willing,
keeping them-
Gable, or whatever it is.
they're keeping them away from the tags belts, which I appreciate. I like that a lot.
Yeah, they'll
think
definitely win
it's-
them in time. I think the Usos will win them soon, just because
I think they're gonna win them at No Mercy.
Oh, it wouldn't happen right away.
I think it would because Heath Slater already has his contract. You know,
I don't know. What do you think about Rhino though? What my boy Rhino would be sad.
I don't know. Did you see the match from this week where they were watching backstage and Rhino was still eating the cheese whiz and crackers?
Yeah, I know.
That was great.
It was really entertaining, but
yeah, I
I
think
like
Usos-
I like Heath Slater, and I don't think he can go much farther than this or doing much else. So they should hold him with it for a little bit because people would be mad. They'd be like, "Oh, he reached it and then lost it right away."
He held it for 4 weeks. It's good enough.
I guess.
I don't know.
Anyways, let's go to more people. Well, let's go to
Let's go to more.
let's
people.
go to
Okay.
2 people I don't care much about.
3 people.
Oh yeah. I forgot. I care about Jack Swagger maybe 5% more.
Really?
When he came out last week, I was like, wow, he looks like he has some more charisma. Like he has more going into this. He cares a little bit more.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you didn't?
No, I didn't feel that at all.
Yeah, I was like, oh man,
He's
I'm
going
kind of
nowhere.
getting a little bit behind
Literally,
Jack Swagger.
he in his promo he's like, I just forget everything you've ever seen from me because you ain't seen nothing yet. He basically said that, right?
Yeah, that made me kind of hyped.
But we've seen so much of him. Like I've seen his whole career. I've been watching throughout his whole career in WWE. I've seen him do everything, and he had a world title match at WrestleMania, and it's like he flopped, and he's flopped so much. Like he flopped as world champ, and then he flopped as like his face with the people thing twice against Rusev, and then ever since then he's just been doing nothing, and.
Maybe he'll do
After
kind of decently okay as mid card.
But like over 10 years, almost 10 years, and I can't forget that. I can't push that out of my head and be like, all right, Jack, I'm ready to start anew because he's been around for such a long time. I can't do that.
Here, I care about Jack Swagger a little bit more than I care about Baron Corbin, who I don't care about at all.
Oh, I love Baron Corbin.
I follow him
I
on
love
Instagram. He
Baron
seems
Corbin.
like he's a cool guy when he's not a wrestler. But him as a wrestler, his character, I couldn't care less.
I love Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin should be, I don't know. He should be doing something.
And Apollo Crews is the guy I want to care about. He can do so much, but he has no character at all.
Oh my god. People are like, oh man, Apollo should have spent more time in NXT because he really needed to hone his craft. He
just needs a
he
gimmick
wasn't-
or something.
He wasn't over in NXT either. Like he flopped there too. They brought him up because they said, all right, we need a mid carder who can be a good mid carder.
Hey, he got a SummerSlam title match against The Miz. That's a big deal.
Lasted like 10 minutes though. And he lost clean. Well, he didn't lose clean, but he lost pretty decisive.
Yeah, like they want to do things with him. He just needs a character.
I think he's just a pretty solid, reliable mid carder, and that's exactly what they want to use him for the rest of his career.
He's not going to have that though. No one wants that.
I
Hey,
don't know.
Is it Baron versus Jack Swagger or whatever at No Mercy?
I don't think they've confirmed it yet because No Mercy's still a couple weeks away, but sure.
I keep wanting to call it No Way Out, honestly.
Isn't
that a pay-per-view
whatever. I don't know if they're. It used to be.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, not much to say there because they had a match and it didn't matter.
Not much.
But now we'll go to my favorite match, maybe of the whole week from both shows, was Miz and Dolph.
Ooh.
I love them. Love it so much.
Yeah, these guys.
I
every
give
time they have a
Dolph
match,
the
it's always
fucking
good.
belt, though, man. He deserves it.
No, they can't.
Nope, I swear to God, if
Miz is too good right now.
okay. Well, the last
right
two.
now.
No, I don't. The last two title matches between Dolph and Ziggler have been pepper spray, and this one was just a little bit different. What are they going to do this time at No Mercy?
I don't think they're gonna have another one, to be honest.
I think they totally will. What else are they going to do?
I guess
They
you're right. But
they 100% need another match, and it would have to be either Miz wins clean, and then Dolph's buried again because he didn't win his IC title match, didn't win his world title
Dolph's
match.
good at being buried, though.
What?
Dolph can lose and still look good enough to have a feud with someone else like the next week.
I don't know. Not when he lost a world title match and then loses like 3 matches for the IC title, loses all of them. He needs to. Dolph's I love watching him wrestle. He's just so exciting. He's definitely. It was different this week when I watched him. I was like, God, I like that guy.
We're on complete other opposite ends because I think Miz is doing some of the best work he's ever done because the feud with Daniel Bryan, they took that, they really built on it. It's doing great. And, this week he was doing, the yes movement, and he was doing like the drop kicks in the corner like Daniel Bryan used to do.
Yeah.
And he's just really good at playing like a dickhead.
Yeah, but he's had the title for six and a half months. I know.
That doesn't mean you have to lose it.
I know it doesn't mean he has to lose it, but I think Dolph, man, I like him a lot. I'm just biased. I like Dolph.
I think. Well, the only reason, like they had on Twitter, they sort of had like contract negotiations or whatever between Miz and Daniel Bryan, and the only reason Daniel Bryan wanted to keep him was because he had the IC title and SmackDown needs it.
Yeah, I guess.
And if Miz didn't have the IC title, I don't think he would have the platform to
be a dick
to Daniel Bryan because Daniel Bryan, he's like, man, I hate this guy. I wish I didn't have him on my brand, but hey, he's the champ. I have to deal with him.
So I have this crazy hypothesis. I'm gonna lay it on you. All right, I have this crazy plan. I passed it by Tom, and he said, "Wow, that'd be crazy too." Yeah. All right, so you with me?
I'm with me.
So, Daniel Bryan, obviously real life injured, but passed by doctors that aren't WWE doctors. So, he's technically real life passed to wrestle, but he could wrestle in the Indies if he wanted to. He doesn't. He's sticking with WWE to be general manager or commissioner. I forget which one he is.
He's general
Yeah,
manager.
and I'm sure it keeps him in wrestling. He's around his wife. It keeps him like in the wrestling scene and his wife and everything. That's like the scene he needs to be in. It's healthy for him. But it was kayfabe that the WWE didn't let him come back. He needed more time to be away. Him and the Miz feud for the IC title belt. Because like, what if the Miz wins Sunday, right? Miz wins. Let's say that happens. Daniel Bryan comes out to congratulate him. He's like, you know what? You really are worth it. You're really great for this brand, and I'm sorry. And then Daniel Bryan does something, and then they start feuding. I don't know. I need that. How great would that be?
I think, I don't know. I know, like Daniel Bryan talks about coming back, like so much now, and it's like I feel like he would be getting some shit backstage because he talks about it so much, but I feel like they would be up for bringing him back just one more time. Like Miz is like, he does have like that WWE style where he's safe. He doesn't do anything too outlandish. He's not stiff. He could work a match with Daniel Bryan.
It'd be crazy. It'd be like match of the year stuff.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
They would be good.
They let Stone Cold come back a few times after having neck injuries. But I was back in the day, so maybe they wouldn't be. They'd be a lot more cautious now. I don't know. That's a hypothesis. I'm saying that'd be sweet. It wouldn't happen. But yeah, this was the best stuff like all week. They met. Miz and Dolph meshed really well together. The only problem I have with this feud is I know it's not going to end the way I want it to, and Dolph needs. Dolph. I want Dolph to rise the fucking ladder because I like him a lot.
I don't know what Dolph's gonna do after this. You're right. I don't know.
They can't waste Dolph. Dolph is a big talent. He was a world title holder, and he has a lot he can do. I watch him wrestle, and I'm like, I don't see anybody else on any of the shows doing what he does.
Yeah. I don't know. It's still up in the air, but I don't know. We'll see how it plays out over the next couple weeks because I'm actually kind of interested. And if Dolph won, I wouldn't be like mad, but I would be mad if Dolph won and they just dropped the Miz completely because this guy is doing great and he deserves something to do.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's gonna lose, but I would really. Miz is great. Maybe they keep it going for a few months. I don't know. Whichever way it goes, we'll be fine.
It's really fun right now. I'm enjoying it, so I'm just gonna let it ride
Thanks
out.
For the summary,
have fun with
idiot.
it. What?
I said thanks for the summary. All right.
Okay.
So
you know what? We're moving.
We got the rest of the girls in the card. Yes, the second SmackDown segment, even though it's 2 hours and Raw only got one women's
this was
segment.
A mess. This match was a mess, but it was supposed to be a mess.
I didn't care about it at all. I watched it and I said, well, this stuff was all fine, nothing interesting, whatever. Nikki versus Carmella, like, I care about it a little bit. I hate Carmella, so I'd want to see Nikki win. Naomi's fun to watch, and Natalia's always fun to watch. Like, they're cool. Like, I like Natalya, I like Naomi.
Yeah, this match is just.
There's just we could just pass it right now and just be like, it happened, it was fine.
One little tidbit. Eva Marie's suspension is up, so will we see her come back next week?
Oopsie daisy. All right, so we got.
Okay. So wait, we got Randy Orton versus Eric Rowan.
Did I skip that? I keep doing that. How do I keep doing that?
I don't know, but anyways, yeah. So I guess Randy Orton is cleared to compete now.
This was pretty similar to the women's tag team match because it just doesn't matter that much. Because let's put it this way: if Kane beat, this is a lot of math going into this, right? A lot of big math. Kane beat Bray Wyatt. He had no reason to.
It wasn't clean though.
It wasn't clean. Yeah, but it's an Extreme Rules match, so. Or a no holds barred match, so clean and like a clean finish does not matter because
it's debatable, but it's still he interfered.
But
he's still.
If you want Bray to look more like a big heel, big guy, Randy's got to defeat to look better. Why wouldn't he win that match? Whatever. And if Kane beat the guy who's obviously Bray Wyatt's above Eric Rowan, like no doubt about it. Because Eric Rowan's like the Wyatt family, and he's like the underling of Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's like in charge. Mm-hmm. So, do you think Kane would beat Randy Orton?
No,
not for a second. So this is
at WrestleMania 28 he did beat Randy Orton.
Oh,
clean.
Well, that's a different Kane.
No one
this is buried Kane where he doesn't matter.
That's true.
All right, so obviously Randy's going to beat Eric Rowan. It was just a match to keep the feud going. It didn't matter at all.
This reminded me of two things. It was one, hey, Randy Orton, he finally got cleared.
He needs a match. What's he going to do? Let's do him this.
Well, he wasn't at Backlash because he was like still legit injured from the Brock Lesnar match.
Yeah.
Did you hear about
that? Yeah,
this?
I knew about that.
And and so I guess this is an indication that he's back. He had a match. And he
got beat up for a little bit, and then he did his normal Randy stuff where he does the stuff on the ground, does the RKO, and it ended. I like Randy a lot, but it just wasn't that interesting.
Do you think the Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton match is going to be any good?
I don't know. It depends how long they want this feud to go. Like, this feud shouldn't go for that long. I don't know. I don't know who Randy should face right now. Do you think Randy should go for the IC title against Miz?
No. Oh, I wouldn't mind.
Randy has to face somebody, and he's face.
I think Randy is going to face Dean Ambrose. down the line.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. They just really needed Randy to do something. Like, he was the highest of highs main eventing SummerSlam, and now he's facing Eric Rowan. Like, I'm just saying they got to do something with him, and they just didn't do anything this week good with him. Mm-hmm. And Bray Wyatt looks terrible because Bray lost to Kane, and
Bray always loses.
And Bray's good. Maybe Bray will win the first match of this feud. Or else, like, it wouldn't have mattered this entire thing.
Bray's confusing. I think
Bray's really confusing.
Here's the perfect world. Again,
Randy's obviously going to win the whole feud, and he's going to look great, and it'll be whatever.
What I think's going to happen, Randy's going to win the feud. He's going to go into a feud with AJ Styles.
That'd be great.
And then it would be great. And then
but somebody made a good point.
Dean Ambrose will feud with Bray Wyatt again.
Somebody made a good point that if AJ and Randy were going to feud for the title belt, that it should be AJ as face and Randy as heel.
That's dumb. No, that shouldn't happen.
No, yeah. I think it'd be fine the way it is. But
and I mean, I think a heel Dean Ambrose is what we need.
Yeah, he needs something, and he does heely stuff sometimes. Like, he betrayed John Cena last week.
I'm gonna get more into that in a little bit. Actually, we could probably get into that now. Do you have anything else to say about Bray Wyatt versus?
Yeah, let's just go Dean v. Seth.
Okay, so Dean v. Cena, you mean?
Yeah, Dean v. Cena.
Fuck so, I was thinking about this earlier, and a lot of people kind of shat on Dean Ambrose's title reign.
I like Dean a lot, but I don't think his title reign was
still don't like
exciting.
him. They still don't like him right now. And I was thinking about it because people love Dean Ambrose. I like Dean Ambrose. I like him, but I will admit, like, just I compared him from like beginning of 2016 when he was final two in the Royal Rumble. He's acting all crazy and he's like all up on adrenaline, and the feud with Brock Lesnar, which the match sucked, but before that he's like grabbing all these weapons and he's like brushing it up against his face like, damn, I'm gonna kill somebody, and all that stuff, and comparing him to now, something feels off. But I think I know why. So
something's really different with Dean. I agree.
Yes. So since he broke out from the Shield, right? We talked about this before. Dean Ambrose, his thing pretty much was that he gets this close to the title and
doesn't get
failed. He just doesn't. Something goes wrong. It slips out of his fingers. Like that first Money in the Bank match, he almost got it, but Kane, screwed him over. Seth got it instead. Elimination Chamber a year later, he almost got it, but the referee was like, no, Seth wins. Blah 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 blah. He got screwed over. Money in the Bank, he was that close to winning it. He got, he didn't win. And Royal Rumble, he was in the final two, and he was that close, and he didn't get it.
And then Roadblock against Triple H.
And exactly, and he just made like one mistake, and he lost. And I think him having that sort of like, the fan support, like, oh, we want him to win the title so bad because he deserves it. He's our, the best Shield member. I don't know if he's the best Shield member, but people say he is because he's the one with the most unforeseen potential.
Mm.
Like, we saw what Seth Rollins could do. We saw what Roman Reigns could do. We hadn't really seen him in that main event spot yet with the title, so it was people didn't really know what to do. And Money in the Bank, he won it, and I was happy.
Oh yeah, we watched it together, and we were freaking out. It was great. It was a really great way to do it too.
Exactly, and he had that match. It was great. Or he had the title win. It was great. He had the triple threat. It was awesome. And then he feuded with Dolph Ziggler. Now,
the thing about that, he was on roller coaster and was going up, 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 up. And then he got the title and it was still going up. And then after that Shield triple threat, he won it and then it went down.
I think it's because he lost that element of, like, when's he going to win the title?
Yeah. It was like the underdog stuff. And then he finally had it and he had to prove that he was like the shit. Even I never saw him like, because when he won that triple threat, it was basically Seth versus Roman. And then he comes, Dirty Deeds. I forget it was Seth or Roman. Dirty Deeds.
Yeah, he pinned Roman. Roman just got a suspension. He definitely pinned Roman.
Yeah, and he got Dirty Deeds real quick, and then it was over. Like, it was Seth v. Roman. He just comes out of nowhere and Dirty Deeds and won the match.
And the thing is, they for some reason, I still don't know why they did this. They put him with Dolph Ziggler, and they had some good promos together. But I knew, it's like in my head, there was something off about the match.
Yeah, even at SummerSlam, they didn't care about the match that much.
Yeah, but I watched the match, and I realized that they have horrible chemistry with each other because they both are the underdog. Right?
Yeah.
The past 2 years, Dean's been the underdog. His whole career, Dolph's been the underdog. You put those two underdogs together, one of them can't be the underdog. It just doesn't look right.
Yeah.
And because of that, Dean just is a different character almost.
Yeah, he's literally not a lunatic, even in the slightest. Not even a little bit.
He was a lunatic because he wanted to, be the man. And now he's not the man anymore, so hopefully he gets some of that fire back. But, like, when he was the champ, he was like a different guy. Like, he didn't... I don't know if you remember this, but, like, the week after he won the title, he did Ambrose Asylum Championship Edition.
Yeah.
He drew, like, a little tiny title belt on the thing. And, I mean, you can say what you want about Ambrose being corny and, like, stupid, but I think it makes him stand out from the rest of the roster.
I like that, like, stupid side of him. It just makes him him. I like it.
Yeah, and he hasn't done anything like that since.
Yeah, he's just kind of the guy who's like, I don't know, the
like
trophy stuff was still
down.
kind of that weird, corny, like, here, AJ.
It was lazy. That was
It's
lazy.
the only trophy you're gonna get. Second place bowling trophy. I got it.
That was just lazy.
Now he's just kind of guy.
Whenever
He's not like a lunatic. He's kind of guy in a leather jacket who goes, "Yeah, I'm better than you. I'm gonna beat you," and that's it. And I like Dean a lot, and it makes me sad to say that.
He had AJ on the ropes. He was like shaking him up and down. He's like patting him on the head. That was like a little bit good, but it wasn't like a.
That match was really good. AJ versus Dean was a really good match. I think Dean should have retained, and AJ should have won the next one.
I don't know. I'm fine with what they did here.
Yeah, AJ's champ's really good though. AJ looks great.
I think now that I know that, I may have agreed with you before, but now that I know that Cena was going to come back the next week, I think it makes sense that AJ's champ. It's like, hey, look what I did while you were gone.
AJ looks really good. I don't know.
Yeah.
When he came and interfered at the end of the match, he looked really good still too there. Mm-hmm. Except, by the way, Dean beats Cena clean. We forgot to even talk about the match, but Dean beats Cena clean, and Cena loses clean all the time now. What's
your take on Dean's character? Did you disagree with what I said, or do you have like your own theory about it? Because I don't know. I've heard a lot of different opinions about it.
Pretty much the same thing. Like, out of nowhere, he just lost lost a bunch of fire, and then everybody was like, "Dean's not that exciting." Because I don't know, he just feels different. I don't know how to pinpoint it. I don't know. He just doesn't feel like the same Dean that like 2 years ago. I was like, wow. Whenever I first saw him in Pittsburgh, like I hadn't seen him before that one SmackDown I went to. He's beating himself up in the corner doing crazy stuff, and I'm like going everywhere around the ring, just being himself, and like no one else was like him. But now, he's just kind of guy who wears a leather jacket and goes like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna beat you better than you." Mm-hmm. Whoa. If he was like kept lunatic and went heel and was just being an asshole, because if you're a lunatic, how are you like a good guy?
Yeah. You need that like edge.
He needs the edge. He just needs to be an asshole.
Yeah, Stone Cold called him out on that, and I think there's some truth to it.
Yeah,
definitely.
Anyways,
all right. So the match. This match was pretty good. It was. I don't think it was as good as Miz and Dolph.
Yeah. Do you like that Cena's literally last week just came in out of nowhere and now he's in the? Do you think he should be in the rematch? He's obviously not going to win, so he's there just to make the match look bigger.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
I'm totally okay with him chasing 16. I can't wait till he does it.
We already saw AJ versus Dean, and we're going to see it again next week, actually, in a world title match. So I
think it's a little weird because obviously Dean's not going to win it, and then Dean will lose again at the next pay-per-view. Dean's going to be losing a lot pretty soon.
Yeah, but who knows?
Anyways,
I think yeah.
So those are the two.
If he turns heel, then it won't matter.
Yeah. So those are the two shows. It only took an hour and 37 minutes to talk about both of them.
Yeah, probably a little bit less actually, because we spent good bit of time setting everything up.
Yeah, so those 5 hours worth of content.
It's a lot of time.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff to digest. Okay,
And it'll
so
be even longer
real
if we have a
quick,
pay-per-view to talk about. Like, that happened. We have a pay-per-view to talk about that's
that'll be
happening,
next
though.
week. Yes. So we're just gonna real quick talk about Clash of Champions or
Yeah,
predictions.
I love every pay-per-view I watch. I'm like, man, I should have made predictions because I wanted to see, like, oh, man, I had 4 right ones and 2 wrong ones. It's like, that's exciting.
Alright. So I'm
So-
gonna let you go first. Just run down the card and tell me who you think's gonna win.
Yeah, we already talked about our justifications, basically. If you listen to, like, our thoughts on the characters, our thoughts
If
on
you
the
have if you
feud,
have something more to
our
say
thoughts
though,
on the
about something,
storyline.
go.
Yeah, so here, I won't, like, interject if you have anything to say. I'm just going to go through all of my predictions. TJ Perkins versus Brian Kendrick. I don't have a lot of investment into either of them too much yet because didn't watch too much of the CWC. Yeah, but they're not gonna have TJ Perkins lose it right away. It'll just this
Agreed.
match, it won't even matter much about who wins. It'll just be about how good the match is, like
Showing
just
it
being
off.
an exciting match, like showing how great Cruiserweight's going to be. But I think TJ Perkins will retain. Cesaro versus Sheamus. Cesaro's definitely got to win the match. He deserves a title shot. He deserves something. And I think it's going to be a good match because I think they'll take all of the great moments from all the 6 matches, add something else on top of it. These guys have wrestled each other. They know how each other work and know how to put a good match with each other because they've been doing it for weeks. I think they're going to make it something special. Cesaro. If Sheamus wins, I'll be pissed. Rusev versus Roman Reigns. I think Roman might win only because the SummerSlam it went shitty, and Roman needs a belt, needs the U.S. belt because he needs something. He needs like his own storyline to go on. So when he goes back to being in the world title picture, that it'll feel like wow, he's done stuff, and he's not just being thrust into this position. Like he had his own great run, hopefully, and I think he can do it. I think Roman needs something like that to build his characters, because then he can really just go and all out and become himself with the U.S. title run, where people aren't complaining so much and booing him as much because he's not in the world title picture, obviously. So I think Roman will win. Sammy versus Chris Jericho. I would hope Sammy would win because this match, like, the setup for it has only just started happening, so I don't have like a lot of care about who wins because it's more about like the promos for these two than it is the actual match because Jericho barely ever wrestles that much, honestly. But I'll go Sammy because it'll make him look good if he does have a feud with Kevin, because then Kevin will just go, oh, you had a pay-per-view match against my best friend and you lost that, so what are you going off of, buddy? The women's triple threat, I think Charlotte will retain because that'll make her look better as a heel, even though I would kind of want Bayley. If Bayley wins, it'd be too soon, it'd be anticlimactic. If Sasha won, it would just look like she was getting it back right away, so I think Charlotte's going to win. New Day versus the Club, like we said, Club's got to win. I love the New Day, love them so much, like they're great, but Club's got to win. And Kevin versus Seth, Kevin's got to retain. It'd be, if he lost his first defense, it'd make him look terrible. So Kevin's gonna win.
All right, that's pretty good. Yeah,
Pretty
All
good.
right.
What you probably
Pretty
only have
pretty
like
good.
one or two that are
I
different.
got a couple things to say.
You got a couple
Okay.
of things
Got it.
to say. I'm sorry.
All right. So,
Sorry.
oh my God. Okay.
You got a couple of hands. I love it so much.
Oh my God. Okay, so TJ Perkins, Brian Kendrick. I agree with everything you said. TJ's gonna win this one. He's sort of the face of the cruiserweight division. No way he's dropping it. Cesaro and Sheamus. Since you picked Cesaro, I'm gonna pick Sheamus because, like I said, I could see them doing it, and I'm gonna actually pick Sheamus there. I know it's bold, but I'm gonna do it. Then we got Rusev and Roman Reigns. This one's still up in the air, but I think that Rusev's winning it ultimately for two reasons. One, there's a chance Roman might be put back into the title picture because he has a steel cage win over Kevin Owens, and there's only one person that's going to take that title off Rusev, and it's Sami Zayn. There's no way that's not happening. And so that leads into the next one. Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho. Sami Zayn's winning that one. He definitely needs it more since he hasn't been on TV that much since Battleground. Women's triple threat. This one's tough. Just for the sake of being different from you, I'm going to go Sasha, even though I think Charlotte and Sasha, it's 50-50. But, they had Sasha lose it because she had, a couple nagging injuries. And, she came back from those injuries. She's fine now. So I think they're just going to be like, all right, you can have it. You're going to get it again. And because their title run is going pretty well. And New Day versus the Club. Yeah, I think the Club is winning. Nothing more to say about that. They need it. New Day doesn't need it. They've had their run. They're good, but the Club needs it more. And Kevin Owens versus Seth, I think Kevin Owens wins. Kevin Owens wins due to interference from Triple H. Yep.
Yeah. So you were only different on Cesaro and the triple threat. Oh, and Rusev. I don't know. Rusev is always going to be a good U.S. title holder because he's obviously not from the United States. All
Sami
that, blah,
Zayn.
blah, blah.
Sami Zayn is he's vanilla midget.
What?
He's a vanilla midget. That's what people call him.
Why?
I don't know, but he's beating big guys is what he does, and I think a mid-card title will really help him, and I think him beating Rusev would be a good way to go.
You know what? Why not? Sure. So, I'm gonna be. How many matches are there? Seven matches.
7. Yep.
Just saying, I'm gonna be 7-0. I'm gonna be right on all of those. Guarantee it. Anyways, so we talked about everything. Do you want to go on to news? You just kind of want to.
Nah, we pretty much brought up.
The only news that you have on here is that the ratings suck, which.
Oh yeah, ratings
go in an ebb and
in
flow.
The tank.
They go in an ebb and flow, but yeah.
I don't know. Last week's was the worst Raw rating since the mid '90s.
Yeah, people were saying that this happens whenever football starts because it did have to share Monday Night Football, which is going to start doing again.
But it's shared Monday Night Football for the last.
Yeah, it's that they always go down
years.
Around this time, then they'll always go up around March or April when it's WrestleMania. Hey, I'm.
The popularity of football hasn't changed, which means that they should, in that sense, should lose the same amount of viewers every year.
Yeah, they do lose viewers at this time, I guess. I don't know. I think it's just people just don't want it. Think about it this way. I think the brands are doing fine because we both watch it. Do we watch it on TV?
I mean, I try to, and with this podcast, I'm definitely going to try to.
Yeah, we don't count as not until now. If you change it, yes, but until now we don't count as viewers, even though we are.
I guess so.
Yeah, so I mean, the brand's doing fine. Because I put money into the brand. I think they should look more into the ratings of the network because that's really probably where they make most of their money.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about this coming Monday. They're going up against football again, and apparently it's a big game or something. So they're definitely gonna be in for a pretty bad Raw rating this Monday.
They gotta throw it a bone, do something crazy. Anyways,
I guess so.
That was the Joe and Shob show. By the way, I'm Shob.
We didn't know.
I thought I should introduce myself 2 hours in. I think I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, this was good. This was
the only
nice.
problem. I'm sure all of our great viewers at home, which is few people, probably maybe 5 total. Me, you, Toby, and 2 other people. We're gonna try to keep it more concise next time. A lot to talk about. There's always gonna be a lot to talk about.
This is the first episode. So we get a lot of stuff
but hey, we're enjoying it. We're hoping you are too. Joe and Shob.
Yep. Every Friday.
It's Wednesday.
That's technically Thursday.
Joe and Shob like corn on the cob. That's how we're gonna end the show. Joe and Shob like corn on the cob. See you later, boys.
Bye.
Wait. Or Joe and Shob turning the knob. No, knob. Joe and Shob being the slobs.
We're done.
We're done.